Good morning, YouTubers. Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Thanks for joining in, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Morning Coffee with Mike. It is a beautiful, crisp morning out here. How's everyone doing out there? Hope everyone's doing well. Big hug, lots of love. Man, you guys are the best. I want to thank everybody. I was thinking the other day about this channel and all the years we've been together. And I want to thank everybody for being there for me all these years. I lost my dad. Last year, I threw this business together, fixed that building, and once the building was fixed, she sold the building under my feet. Man, you guys were with me for a lot, guys. All these years, even when I lived in Vancouver, looking to buy a house, and looking at properties on the streets and stuff, and walking the streets of Vancouver. It's you guys, my family and yeah, of course. But I'm saying it was you guys that were there. You guys were there, always giving me advice, telling me where to go, what to do. Maybe, all these years have added up, And I want to thank everybody on the channel for that, big time, big time. So, anyways, guys, so what's going on? Well, Steve Saretsky's can't make it on the show tonight. He said he wants to bump it to another date. He had a last minute thing come up. He was at least aware of it last night, so it gave me time just to do a regular show. I tried to get Randy Patrick on. Randy Patrick said he's going to come on next week as scheduled. I tried to get him on a week early, but unfortunately he can't make it, so no big deal. Anyways, everyone's busy. Everyone's got a life, right? And that's what happens when you live one, is you're living it. Anyways, guys, yeah, we're gonna do call-ins tonight on trends in the housing market. We'll do a little bit of news on what's happening with foreclosures and stuff. We'll have a few people call in. You guys you guys could call into the show and give us your forte on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, what's going on? Well, in the markets, I was just checking out the markets. Took a quick glance today, and I saw Air Canada went up to just past $16. I was gonna buy into it yesterday. I was going to buy into it, not short it yesterday, because I know they're restructuring, and every time they're restructuring a company, you know what's happening. They're laying off, and they're making the shareholders happy, right? And that's usually what happens with banks and all these big establishments, is when they start restructuring, you start to see their stocks kind of trend upwards because they're restructuring. But anyways, okay. And gold is down right now. Gold is down. I sold my... early this morning, I sold my new gold, and I sold Eldorado this morning. It was already down when I woke up. I'm like, damn, but I didn't take a loss. I did pretty good from last Thursday, right? But I sold this morning. I was late. I slept in a bit. Because the time zone difference. I'm on the West Coast. So for me to wake up when the market's open, it's really early here where I'm at. So it's like 6... Yeah, like 6 in the morning, and I don't like waking up 6 in the morning, especially when I have 3 kids, and I could get all the sleep. I could take all the sleep I could get, but that's just me being lazy. So, yeah, so markets are kind of all over the place. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on the markets like I usually do, but I'm not going to put too heavily invested in it. I'm not going to heavily invest too much in the markets. We will see a dip now in gold. Gold's at, 1880? I think it was dropping. It's dropped... a little bit today. I think you're going to see even a bigger drop through the rest of the week. Today, still Wednesday. We got Thursday and Friday to come. And it looks like gold's going to take a little bit of a dip again, a little bit of a pullback. So this might be another buying opportunity if you guys want to buy and then potentially sell. So think of it like this, guys. Like understanding how the markets work. Think of it like this. Look, this is IPL, right? IPL Pipeline, one of the oil companies I invest in back and forth. Pays a good dividend, right? This is Crescent Point Oil. This is New Gold. And this is Eldorado Gold. So let's pretend these are all stocks in the stock market. Visualize it like this, and how much of this stock do you want to own, right? So what it is you want to buy, you know how the saying says, it's an old saying, buy low, sell high, right? But that's exactly, if you could visualize, I've wrapped my mind, like my whole mentality around the markets, not by sitting down and wasting endless hours and looking at graphs and endless hours looking at potentials. Yeah, no, I look at debt, I look at cash flow, I look at assets, I look at that stuff. That stuff you can look in 5 minutes and you're done, right? But look at the potentials. Look at growth potentials too. Whatever you're looking at in the market. But here's the deal. Watch this. So if you think of it like this, oh, IPL is doing good. I bought IPL for 40, or let's say I think it's at 12, but let's say I bought IPL for 40. It's at 50 today. I'm going to sell it. So you don't have it anymore, but you sold it. And a lot of people, what they're afraid to do is sell off or sell when the time is right. A lot of people want to sit in and think that it's going to keep going up. And that's the mentality that a lot of people have. And now, what's happening coming into this this election that we're going into right now, the one issue that we're having right now is a lot of people, investors on the sidelines, are kind of worried where to invest in right now or how to invest, because if Biden wins the election, right, he's going to be doing a lot of tax cuts, right? So who is he cutting? What sectors is he going to be cutting? And when are they going to be making these cuts? So a lot of investors are kind of weary about that right now, right? So where the heck did I put? Oh, I don't want to lose my wallet, man. Don't want to lose my wallet. Yeah, so that's that for now. I kind of wanted to throw this out there for you guys, kind of say, everything's okay here on my end. I got a lot of people. I'm getting 8 to 10 emails per day, and then I swear I'm taking my time to read it. Sometimes I'm reading them when I'm in bed. It's just people. Mike, I saw your video. Do not buy anything in New Zealand, and I took your advice. Mike, I saw your video because I did a video series a year and a half now, a year and 3 months ago. The title said, do not buy anything. Do not buy anything. Do not buy anything. Australia, New Zealand, UK, Canada, West. I think I did one for Western United States, I think. But United States isn't in the same pickle that the Commonwealth isn't, right? Commonwealth is, right? United States has a different system in place to develop and build infrastructure. That's why the United States is so infrastructurally sound ahead of Canada, right? In Canada, I mean, we just don't have highways. We don't have we have highways in the major areas, but then once you go 20, 30 minutes out of a major city, you're one lane up, one lane down. Very Mickey Mouse, right? We just don't have it here. We don't have the infrastructure. We didn't build the cities that Americans did. We weren't getting in. Once what happened was once Canada closed immigration to Europe in 1991, 92, 93-ish, once they fully closed immigration to Europe, that's it. It's like the infrastructure, the real infrastructure, the real growth, the real expansionism stopped. It completely stopped dead in its tracks. And then Canada started deporting Europeans. I've been getting links to emails and videos and stuff of Hungarians, mass Hungarian purging, mass Portuguese purging of families, just being sent back. Croatian, all kinds of people being sent back to Europe in the early and mid 2000s, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was a huge mass. Now, Europeans are voluntarily going back to Europe. They're like, you know what? Because a lot of people don't understand how Canada was. Canada was back in the day, back in 1982, 83, you could pack groceries at a store and you could buy your own place packing groceries at a store. And you had a car. Oh, yeah. And you had your own place. Oh, yeah. I'm not making this up. You can't make this up. And now we're at a point right now where people are in this situation where they can't. They got 3 jobs. They got 3-4 incomes in a household of 2 people with 1 bedroom and 1 bath, and they're barely making it. So what does this tell you? It tells you that there's no opportunity, and that's why a lot of Europeans, especially Greece, Portugal, and I know Germany, and then there's one other country I think right now. I think it's Hungary. I think what they're doing is they're allowing people with descendants of great-grandparents to apply for European citizenship to go back. So if you have great-grandparents and they're realizing this European boomerang effect that's happening, This European boomerang effect is actually taking place, and that's why they had to shut this thing down. The amount of Canadians mass exiting to the United States was absolutely phenomenal. Like doctors, nurses, all kinds. Anesthesiologists. That lady I spoke to that moved to Florida, she's like, I'm tired. I'm done. And that other guy, that practitioner that moved to Texas, done. They're done with it. You know what I'm saying? They just can't, say they could weather a storm out there easier if there's a recession or a depression if you bought your house for 190, 240,000. But how are you going to weather a storm here in Canada when you paid $1.1 million for a teardown? And the problem is people are thinking, well, Mike, people probably could afford that 1.1. No, they can't. A majority of people that got in from FOMO. A lot of people got in from first-time home buyer loans and all this other garbage, right? And that's a huge issue. The banks aren't on the hook because they have CMHC housing insurance. That's why everything in this country is so heavily regulated. My car insurance is regulated by the government. I can't get any other car insurance but government covered car insurance. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm creating this rant or talk because it's gotten to a point where the government's in my cereal, the government's on my TV, the government's on the radio, the government's taken over the media, the government's done everything. And now they're penalizing or trashing the people that don't follow the government and follow the status quo and what the government thinks is best for us. And that's the problem we're having right now. And not only that, is I'm noticing that people that commit crimes nowadays are people that no one's being punished anymore. I'm noticing people getting away with unfathomable things. And I'm like, so how much time did he get in prison? Oh no, they let him go after 3 hours. I'm like, what? So that's the thing. People aren't being penalized. I saw a huge protest in Toronto. It was into the city of Toronto. It was a couple of hundred people. They weren't protesting COVID. They weren't protesting shortage of whatever. They weren't protesting unfair acts by the police. They were actually protesting violence not being so people aren't violent offenders and people or people that create crime, or people that are in the criminal activity or criminal element are not being penalized. And that's scary. That's super scary, Terry, guys. That is so scary. So that's what I wanted to kind of share with you guys today. I kind of want to throw this out there because I'm concerned. I'm really concerned of where things are headed. And that's why a lot of people are saying, look, am I going to live and die in Canada and have nothing to show to my life? Or am I just going to have to go back to Europe? And a lot of people are choosing to go back to Europe. Rather just live and die. A lot of people have land and family and great-grandparents and parents that are still there. And people are saying, you know what? Hasta la vista, I'm going back to Europe. And that's what's been happening lately. This mass European exodus to Europe. And Europe will stick its ground again. And it will reclaim what it has to reclaim if it has to. It always does. It always works in those cycles. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, Mike Martins here with the Mike Martins channel. Thanks for joining me for Morning Coffee with Mike. I'm going to enjoy a little bit of Folgers here. I've been enjoying this American coffee. I usually don't drink American coffee, but this coffee, man, is so good. This one right here. I'm going to get a photo for my cover. Look at that. Look at that photo. Look at that selfie. That is a really good... I mean, I'm not a big... Again... but it tastes so good. Anyways, comment below. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And yeah, people comment on my mobsters here. Anyways, let me know. Comment below what you guys think of this whole situation we're in right now. Trends in the housing market, guys. Open lines. So we couldn't get our guest on, which is fine. And this Saturday, don't forget to set your reminders for Mike in the Night. We're going to have the Bond King come on. And the Bond King is going to come in and tell us the very scary Terry truth of what will happen in the markets. So we're going to ask him basically, what happens if this presidential candidate wins? What do you see happening with this? What do you see what happening with that? Do we need to go to war to keep the economy going? What's so I'm preparing questions for him. I got my my notebook here, so I am preparing questions. I prepared a ton of questions for Steve and Steve Saretsky, but we're gonna hold off on them. Hopefully, they don't expire because you know how things change overnight, and we'll go from there. Guys, thanks for watching. I'm talking too much. You guys have a great day. I'll see you tonight on Trends in the Housing Market Live.